Welcome back to the Top Liberty Coins. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of American coins. A small piece of metal that many people ignore every day. A coin that has passed through thousands of hands in shops, banks, and pockets. Yet some of these coins are worth far more than 25 cents. Some are worth hundreds, thousands, and in rare cases even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today we are talking about the legendary 1970 $quarter coins, their hidden history, their secrets, and the incredible current market value that collectors around the world are chasing. Imagine opening an old jar of coins at home. Maybe coins your parents or grandparents saved many years ago. You begin to sort through them one by one. Pennies, nickels, dimes, and then suddenly you see a quarter. It looks normal at first. But what if that quarter is actually a rare 1970 coin that collectors are desperately searching for? What if that small coin in your hand is worth thousands of dollars today? This is exactly why coin collectors constantly search through old coins. Because history and hidden value are often sitting right in front of us, the $quarter coin is one of the most famous coins in the United States. For many decades it has carried the image of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The Washington quarter first appeared in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since that moment the coin became a permanent part of American currency and everyday life. Early Washington quarters were made of 90% silver. These silver coins were produced until 1964. After 1964 the United States changed the metal composition of the coin due to rising silver prices. From 1965 onward the quarters were made from copper and nickel instead of silver. Many people think that after silver disappeared the coin stopped being valuable. But that is not true. Some modern quarters are extremely rare because of minting mistakes, unusual metal compositions, and limited production numbers. Now we arrive at the mysterious year 1970. At first glance a 1970 quarter seems completely normal. Millions of coins were produced during this time and most are only worth their face value of 25 cents. But collectors discovered something unusual. A very small number of 1,970 quarters were struck on silver planchets left over from the earlier era. These special coins were never meant to exist. They were minting accidents. Yet these mistakes created some of the most exciting treasures in modern coin collecting. When a coin is struck on the wrong metal it becomes extremely rare. In the case of certain 1970 quarters, the coin was accidentally struck on a 90% silver planchet that should have been used years earlier. Because of this mistake the coin weighs more and has a different appearance compared to normal copper-nickel quarters. Collectors quickly realized that these coins were incredibly rare. Only a tiny number have ever been discovered. One of the most famous examples shocked the coin collecting world when it appeared at auction. Experts carefully examined the coin. They checked the weight, the metal composition, and the mint characteristics. Everything confirmed that it was a genuine 1970 quarter struck on a silver planchet. The coin quickly attracted huge attention from collectors and investors. Bidding started rising higher and higher. Eventually the coin sold for an astonishing amount of money. This is where the story becomes truly exciting. In the modern coin market some rare 1970 quarters have reached values that collectors never expected decades ago. Exceptional examples in perfect condition can reach incredible prices. Certain rare error coins have been valued around hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some collectors even estimate that unique examples could reach values close to $787,976.47 in extreme collector markets where demand becomes intense. This is why collectors always say never ignore your change. Every coin carries a story. Every coin could potentially hold a hidden secret from the mint. Sometimes the smallest mistake at the mint can turn an ordinary coin into a historical treasure. The design of the Washington quarter is also a major reason for its popularity. On the front side we see the powerful portrait of George Washington facing left. The word liberty appears proudly above his head. The phrase "In God We Trust" appears beside the portrait. At the bottom of the coin we see the date that tells us when the coin was minted. The back side of the traditional quarter features a strong American eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle stands on a bundle of arrows representing strength and readiness, while olive branches represent peace. Collectors love studying these design details because small differences can reveal rare varieties. Sometimes the lettering appears slightly different. Sometimes the metal color looks unusual. Sometimes the coin weight reveals something extraordinary. The 1970 era was also an interesting time in American history. The country was experiencing major social and economic changes. The United States Mint was adjusting to new coin production methods after removing silver from circulating coins. Machines were producing coins rapidly to meet public demand. During these busy production years, occasional mistakes happened. Most errors were caught and destroyed. But a few slipped through the system and entered circulation, where they remained hidden for decades. One of the most fascinating parts of coin collecting is the moment when a rare coin is finally discovered. Imagine a collector examining coins under a bright light. They check the edges, the color, the weight. Suddenly something looks different. The coin shines with a slightly brighter tone of silver. The weight feels heavier than normal. The collector realizes they might be holding something extraordinary. That moment of discovery is what keeps collectors searching every single day. The value of coins always depends on several important factors. Rarity is the first and most powerful factor. If only a few coins exist, the demand from collectors becomes extremely high. Condition is another critical factor. Coins that remain in nearly perfect condition without scratches or heavy wear can sell for dramatically higher prices. Historical importance also increases value. Coins connected to unique minting stories or unusual errors attract major attention in the collector market. The modern coin market is incredibly active. Auctions are held across the United States and around the world where collectors compete to own rare pieces of history. When a rare coin appears, the excitement can be intense. Bidders watch carefully as prices rise higher and higher. Sometimes the final hammer price surprises even the experts. The 1970 quarter continues to fascinate collectors because it represents a combination of history, mystery, and rare minting accidents. Most 1970 quarters are still only worth 25 cents. But a very small number could be worth thousands or even far more depending on the exact error and condition. That is why many collectors recommend checking old coin collections stored in drawers, boxes, or jars. Families often keep coins for decades without realizing their potential value. A rare coin could be sitting quietly among ordinary change waiting to be discovered. Coin collecting is more than just money. It is about history. Every coin connects us to a moment in time. Coins travel through cities, stores, banks, and pockets. They pass from generation to generation. A coin minted more than 50 years ago has already experienced an incredible journey. For collectors, the thrill comes from learning the details. Understanding mint marks, metal compositions, and historical context turns simple coins into fascinating historical artifacts. The 1970 quarter is a perfect example of how even modern coins can carry hidden surprises. As the collector market continues to grow, interest in rare era coins keeps increasing. New collectors join the hobby every year, searching for treasures that may still be hiding in circulation. Experts continue researching mint records and studying unusual coins that appear unexpectedly. So the next time you receive a quarter in your change, take a moment to look at it carefully. Check the date. Examine the color. Feel the weight. That simple habit has led to some of the most exciting discoveries in coin collecting history, and who knows? Somewhere out there a rare 1970 quarter may still be waiting quietly in a jar of coins, in a drawer, or even in someone's pocket. A small coin with a huge story and a value that could change someone's life forever. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures like these and learning about rare coins that could be worth incredible amounts of money, make sure you stay connected with the channel Coins. Because the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the next valuable coin might already be in your hands. Today we are exploring a coin that many people see in their pockets but very few people truly understand. The fascinating story of the 1977 Washington quarter. A coin that looks ordinary at first glance, yet behind its simple design there is history, mystery, collector passion, and sometimes surprising value. Imagine holding a small silver-colored coin in your hand. It feels light, common, almost forgettable. But for collectors and coin hunters around the world, every coin tells a story. Every scratch, every mint mark, every year stamped into the metal can mean the difference between 25 cents and thousands of dollars. The year 1977 is one of those years that keeps collectors searching through jars, drawers, and old piggy banks. The design of the quarter that we know today was created decades earlier. The famous portrait of George Washington appears on the front of the coin. This design was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of Washington, the first President of the United States. The portrait was designed by sculptor John Flanagan, and it quickly became one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. On the front side you see Washington facing left, with the word Liberty above his head and the phrase "In God We Trust" placed beside the portrait. Below the image sits the year of minting. When collectors find the year 1977, many immediately check the small letter near the bottom right of the coin. That tiny letter is called the mint mark, and it reveals where the coin was made. In 1977, quarters were produced in several facilities operated by the United States Mint. The main locations were Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint. Each location produced coins with slightly different characteristics. Philadelphia coins traditionally had no mint mark at that time. Denver coins used the letter D, San Francisco coins used the letter S and were often proof coins created specifically for collectors. Most people never notice this tiny letter, but coin collectors know that this mark can change everything. Some versions of the 1977 quarter are extremely common, while others can be rare and highly collectible. During the late 1970s the United States economy was changing, and millions of quarters were produced for circulation. The 1977 Washington quarter was made primarily from a copper-nickel-clad composition. This means the coin contains a copper core surrounded by layers of nickel alloy. Earlier quarters minted before 1965 contained real silver, but by 1977 the U.S. Mint had already switched to the clad metal composition to reduce costs. Even though these coins were produced in large numbers, collectors search for special examples with unique conditions or errors. In the world of numismatics, condition is everything. A coin that has never been circulated and still shines with its original mint luster can be worth far more than the same coin that spent decades passing through vending machines and cash registers. Professional grading companies evaluate coins using detailed scales. A coin graded at a high mint state level can reach surprisingly high prices at auctions. Some collectors have paid hundreds or even thousands of dollars for perfectly preserved examples of common coins simply because they are extremely rare in flawless condition. Another factor that excites collectors is the possibility of mint errors. Sometimes coins leave the mint with small mistakes caused during the striking process. These errors might include doubled lettering, off-center designs, missing layers of metal, or unusual die cracks. When these mistakes are discovered, collectors become very interested because error coins are often much rarer than normal coins. The 1977 quarter has also attracted attention because a few unusual examples have appeared over the years. Some collectors claim to have found strange strikes or unique die variations. Whenever such coins appear at auctions or in collector communities, the excitement grows quickly. Many people dream of discovering a coin worth an incredible amount of money. Stories circulate online about rare coins selling for extraordinary prices. Sometimes exaggerated numbers appear, such as values reaching hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. These stories inspire people to start checking every coin they receive in change. The truth is that most 1,977 quarters are still worth only 25 cents in everyday circulation. However, coins in perfect condition or rare mint states can sell for significantly more. Proof versions from San Francisco are often collected for their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. Proof coins are specially made using polished dies and carefully prepared metal blanks. They are struck multiple times to create deep detail and a reflective surface. Because they are made for collectors rather than circulation, many proof coins survive in excellent condition. When collectors examine a 1977 quarter, they look closely at several important details. First, they check the year and the mint mark. Then they inspect the edges, the lettering, and the portrait. Even tiny imperfections can affect value. Lighting also plays an important role in coin evaluation. Under bright light, collectors tilt the coin slowly to observe the luster flowing across the surface. This shimmering effect, often called cartwheel luster, is one of the signs that a coin may be in mint state condition. Another exciting part of coin collecting is the historical connection. Every coin traveled through time, passing through countless hands. A 1977 quarter may have bought a cup of coffee decades ago, been stored in a drawer for years, or traveled across the country inside cash registers and vending machines. Coin collecting itself has a long and fascinating history. The study and collection of coins is known as numismatics. People have been collecting coins for centuries because they represent art, politics, economics, and culture all in one small piece of metal. The quarter dollar has been part of American currency since the early days of the United States. Earlier designs included the famous Standing Liberty Quarter and later the widely recognized Washington Quarter series. Each design reflects a different period in American history. Collectors often search through coin rolls obtained from banks in a hobby known as coin roll hunting. By carefully examining hundreds or thousands of coins, they hope to discover rare dates, mint errors, or high-grade examples hiding among ordinary coins. Sometimes people inherit old coin collections from family members and discover valuable pieces without even realizing it. A simple jar of coins stored for decades can occasionally contain rare treasures. If you ever find a 1977 quarter that looks unusually shiny, perfectly detailed, or different from others, it might be worth showing to a professional coin dealer or grading service. Experts can examine the coin and determine its authenticity and condition. The world of coin collecting is filled with patience, curiosity, and excitement. One small coin can lead to a deep journey into history and craftsmanship. The 1977 quarter may not always be worth a fortune, but it reminds us that even everyday objects can carry stories from the past. Next time you receive change, take a closer look at your coins. You might be holding a small piece of history without even realizing it. And for collectors and treasure hunters watching this channel, the search never truly ends. Thank you for watching Top Liberty Coin on CoinScript. Keep exploring your coins, keep learning their stories, and who knows, the next amazing discovery might already be waiting in your pocket. Today we are talking about a coin that many people have seen but very few people truly understand, the 1984 P Washington Quarter. At first glance, this coin looks like a normal pocket change coin. Millions of people have spent it in stores, vending machines, and banks without thinking twice. But what if one of these coins could actually be worth far more than 25 cents? What if a simple quarter sitting in a drawer or jar could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even much more depending on condition, rarity, and collector demand? The story of the 1984 P Washington Quarter begins in the famous Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most historic coin-producing facilities in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint has been producing coins since the late 1700s and has created billions of coins that circulate all across America. In 1984, the Mint struck hundreds of millions of Washington quarters for everyday circulation. Because so many were made, most people believe they are extremely common and worth only face value, but collectors know that the real value of a coin is not just about how many were made. Value is often determined by small details, mint errors, condition, rarity of high-grade examples, and the demand from collectors who want perfect coins for their collections. The Washington Quarter design itself has a long and fascinating history. The coin features the portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States and one of the most respected historical figures in American history. This portrait was designed by the sculptor John Flanagan and was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Since then, the Washington Quarter has become one of the most recognized coins in the world. The front of the coin shows Washington's profile facing left with the word Liberty above his head. The phrase "In God We Trust" appears to the side, and the year 1984 appears below. If you look closely on coins made in Philadelphia during this period, you will see the small mint mark letter P near the date. The back of the traditional Washington quarter shows a powerful eagle with wings spread wide, holding arrows and olive branches, symbols of strength and peace. Around the eagle are the words United States of America and quarter dollar. Although millions of these coins were produced, collectors began paying closer attention to the 1984 P Washington quarter many years later when rare varieties and high-grade examples started appearing in auctions and coin grading services. One important factor that determines value is condition. In coin collecting, condition is graded using a scale that ranges from heavily worn coins to perfect mint condition coins that appear exactly as they did when they left the mint. A coin that circulated for many years will usually show scratches, worn details, and dull surfaces. These coins normally remain worth only their face value, but coins that were saved early, or coins that somehow escaped circulation, can remain in nearly perfect condition. When these coins are graded at very high levels by professional grading services, their value can increase dramatically. For example, collectors search for coins with sharp details in Washington's hair, clear lettering, strong luster, and no marks on the surface. When a 1984 P Washington quarter is found in extremely high grade, it can become much more desirable to collectors building high-quality collections. Another interesting reason this coin gained attention is the possibility of mint errors. During the minting process, coins are produced at very high speed using powerful presses. Sometimes mistakes happen. A coin may be struck off-center, struck with a doubled design, or struck with a die that has cracks or unusual marks. These mint errors can turn an ordinary coin into a collectible treasure. Collectors have discovered several interesting varieties in Washington quarters over the years. When collectors find unusual examples from 1984, especially coins with striking errors or exceptional surfaces, they can sell for significantly more than normal coins. The coin collecting community has always been fascinated by the idea that valuable coins might still be hiding in everyday circulation. Many collectors search through rolls of quarters from banks hoping to find rare dates, mint errors, or coins in unusually high condition. Stories sometimes appear in auctions where coins that once circulated as normal money later sell for surprising prices. When collectors compete for rare high-grade coins, the price can climb dramatically depending on rarity and demand. The estimated market values for coins often vary depending on condition. A circulated 1984 P Washington quarter may still be worth around face value. But an uncirculated coin with strong mint luster could be worth several dollars to collectors. Extremely high-grade examples certified by professional grading companies may sell for much higher prices at auction if they are among the best-known examples. Sometimes online rumors or exaggerated stories claim certain coins are worth enormous amounts of money. While extraordinary prices occasionally happen in rare circumstances, collectors always rely on verified auction results and professional grading to determine real market value. Still, the excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility that valuable coins could be hiding anywhere, in old piggy banks, inherited collections, forgotten drawers, or rolls of coins from the bank. The history of the Washington quarter also reflects important moments in American coinage. The design remained largely unchanged for decades until the United States introduced new programs such as the State Quarter Series in 1999, which changed the reverse design every year to celebrate different states. Before those changes, the classic eagle design remained on quarters like the 1984 P Washington quarter, making them part of the long-running traditional series that collectors still admire today. Collectors who specialize in Washington quarters often build sets that include every date and mint mark combination from 1932 onward. For these collectors, finding the best possible condition coins becomes an exciting challenge. Even coins that were once very common can become difficult to find in perfect condition decades later. Another reason collectors search for older quarters is silver content in earlier coins. Quarters minted before 1965 contained 90% silver, which gives them intrinsic metal value. By 1984, however, quarters were made using a copper-nickel clad composition instead of silver. That means their value usually depends entirely on collector demand rather than precious metal content. Despite this, high-grade modern coins can still become extremely valuable if very few survive in pristine condition. Over time, as more collectors compete for the finest known examples, prices can increase. Many coin collectors recommend checking pocket change carefully. Look for coins with bright luster, sharp details, and minimal scratches. Store interesting coins safely to preserve their condition. You may also consider using magnification to check for unusual features such as doubling in the letters or numbers, strange lines in the design, or off-center strikes. These details can sometimes reveal mint errors that increase value. Coin collecting is more than just searching for money. It is also about history, art, and the stories behind the coins people use every day. Every coin passes through many hands and travels through time, carrying a small piece of history with it. The 1984 Washington quarter may appear simple at first, but like many coins it represents a moment in history, a design created by a talented artist, and a small artifact from the powerful minting machines of the Philadelphia Mint. Some collectors enjoy studying the subtle variations between coins, examining die marks and production differences that reveal how coins were made. Others enjoy building collections by date and mint mark. Some focus on mint errors, while others chase the highest grade examples possible. No matter the approach, the thrill of coin collecting often begins with curiosity. A single coin found in change can spark an interest that leads to discovering a whole world of history and hidden value. So the next time you see a quarter in your pocket, take a closer look. You never know when an ordinary coin might turn out to be something special, and if you enjoy learning about rare coins, hidden coin values, and the fascinating stories behind everyday money, make sure to subscribe to Top Liberty Coin. Here we explore coins that many people overlook and uncover the secrets that collectors are searching for every day. Today we are diving deep into a coin that millions of people have seen but very few truly understand. It is a coin that sits quietly in drawers, jars, and pockets across America, yet some examples have shocked collectors with surprising value. Today we are talking about the fascinating 1988 Washington quarter and why collectors around the world keep searching for it. At first glance this coin looks completely ordinary. It is simply a $0.25, a coin worth 25 cents. Many people spend it without even thinking twice. But inside the world of coin collecting, even a common-looking coin can hide a remarkable story, history, and sometimes a price tag that reaches hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and rarity. The story of this coin actually begins much earlier than 1988. The design belongs to the famous Washington quarter, a coin that first appeared in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The United States wanted a circulating coin that would celebrate the nation's first president and symbolize American history, leadership, and independence. The design on the front of the coin shows the dignified portrait of George Washington facing left. The word liberty appears above his head, and the phrase "In God We Trust" sits beside the portrait. Below the portrait is the year of minting, which for our coin is 1988. This simple design has remained one of the most recognizable coin images in the world. The reverse side of the classic Washington quarter shows a powerful eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches. The eagle represents strength and peace, two values deeply connected to American identity. Around the eagle appear the words United States of America and $0.25. Now let's talk about the letter that makes this coin special to collectors. The small letter D on the coin stands for the Denver Mint. This mint has produced billions of coins since it began operating in 1906. Coins made there carry the D Mint mark to show their origin. In 1988 the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters. Because the mintage was so large, most of these coins are still worth only their face value today. However, collectors know that within massive mintages there are always rare examples, especially coins with exceptional condition or unusual minting characteristics. Condition plays a massive role in coin value. A coin that circulated for years becomes scratched, worn, and dull. But if a coin was preserved from the moment it was minted, it may still display brilliant luster and sharp details. These coins are often graded by professional grading companies. Collectors use a grading scale that ranges from poor condition all the way up to perfect mint state. When a coin reaches extremely high grades such as MS66, MS67, or higher, its value can increase dramatically because so few coins survive in that pristine condition. A typical circulated 1988 D Washington quarter might only be worth 25 cents. But an uncirculated example with perfect surfaces and strong mint luster could be worth several dollars or even more depending on grading. Another thing collectors search for is minting errors. Sometimes during production small mistakes occur at the mint. These mistakes can create coins that look different from normal ones. Examples include off-center strikes, doubled letters, die cracks, or unusual metal surfaces. When collectors discover such errors on a coin like the 1988 D quarter, the value can increase significantly because error coins are much rarer than normal coins. Some collectors specialize entirely in hunting for these unusual pieces. Over the years there have been auctions where rare high-grade quarters surprised collectors with impressive prices. While most examples remain common, certain perfectly preserved coins or unusual varieties have sold for far more than face value. This is why coin collectors always examine their change carefully. A simple coin found in a jar could turn out to be a high-grade example that collectors are willing to pay much more for. The metal composition of the 1988 quarter is also interesting. Like most modern American quarters, it is made from a copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper nickel. This gives the coin its familiar silver appearance while keeping production costs low. Each coin weighs about 5.67 grams and measures approximately 24.26 millimeters in diameter. These precise measurements allow vending machines, banks, and collectors to easily identify authentic coins. Another fascinating part of coin collecting is the historical timeline. The Washington quarter remained in production with the same basic design for decades before the United States introduced the famous 50-state quarters program in 1999. But the 1988 D quarter belongs to the classic era before that program began. For collectors, coins from the earlier years often hold nostalgic value. They represent a time before modern commemorative designs transformed the quarter into a series of changing themes. Searching for valuable coins has become a hobby for millions of people. Some search bank rolls, others check pocket change, and many visit coin shops or auctions hoping to discover hidden treasures. Even if a coin is not extremely rare, the thrill of discovery keeps collectors excited. The idea that a simple quarter could hold unexpected value makes every coin worth examining. If you ever come across a bright, sharp-looking 1988 D quarter, it may be worth taking a closer look. Check the details of Washington's hair, the sharpness of the lettering, and the overall shine of the coin. The better the condition, the more interesting it becomes to collectors. Coin collecting is not just about money. It is about history, craftsmanship, and the stories hidden in small pieces of metal that pass through countless hands over time. The 1988 D Washington quarter reminds us that even ordinary coins can carry extraordinary stories. Every scratch, every shine, and every mint mark connects us to the journey of American currency and the people who used it. So next time you receive a quarter in change, do not spend it too quickly. Take a moment to look at the date and the mint mark. You never know when you might be holding a small piece of history. Thank you for watching Top Liberty Coin here on Coins. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures in everyday coins, stay with us for more incredible stories from the world of coin collecting. The next coin in your pocket might just surprise you. Today we are talking about a coin that many people have seen but very few people truly understand the value of. It is the 1993 D Washington quarter. This coin may look ordinary, but in the right condition it can be worth an incredible amount of money in the current collector market. Most people use quarters every day without thinking about them. They pass through stores, vending machines, and pockets without a second look. But collectors know that sometimes one small detail can turn a normal coin into something extremely valuable. The 1993 D Washington quarter is one of those coins that has surprised many collectors. To understand why this coin can be valuable, we first need to go back to the history of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The design shows the portrait of George Washington on the front side of the coin. The back side originally showed an eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom. For decades, this coin became one of the most common coins used in everyday transactions. Billions of them were produced at different mints across the country. One of those mints is the United States Mint facility located in Denver. Coins produced there carry a small letter D on the coin. That small letter is known as a mint mark. The D mint mark is what makes the 1993 D Washington quarter special to collectors because it tells us exactly where the coin was produced. The Denver Mint produced millions of quarters in 1993, but not all of them are the same. Some coins came out with extremely sharp details and perfect surfaces, while others developed minting errors or unusual characteristics. Collectors around the world constantly search for coins that have rare qualities. A coin may become valuable because of its condition, its rarity, or even a tiny mistake during the minting process. Sometimes a coin that appears ordinary can become worth thousands of dollars because of one small difference. The metal composition of the 1993 D Washington quarter is also part of its story. By 1993, quarters were no longer made from silver. Instead, they were made from a copper core with a nickel outer layer. This type of coin is called a clad coin. Even though it does not contain silver, collectors still value certain examples highly. When collectors talk about coin value, they usually focus on condition. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from heavily worn coins to perfect mint condition coins. A coin that has never been used in circulation can receive a very high grade. These coins are often described as mint state. A normal circulated 1993 D Washington quarter might only be worth its face value of 25 cents. But if a coin is found in extremely high grade condition, its value can increase dramatically. Collectors pay attention to tiny details such as the shine of the coin, the sharpness of the design, and whether the coin has scratches or marks. Some of the highest quality quarters from 1993 have been graded by professional grading companies and sold at auctions for surprisingly high prices. These auctions attract collectors from all over the world who compete to own the best examples. One reason collectors pay so much attention to coins like the 1993 D Washington quarter is the possibility of rare mint errors. During the coin production process, machines strike metal blanks with tremendous pressure. If something unusual happens during that process, a unique coin can be created. Some examples of mint errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, or doubled designs. When collectors discover these unusual features on a coin, the value can increase dramatically because error coins are much rarer than standard coins. Imagine searching through a jar of old coins and suddenly noticing something different about a quarter. Maybe the design looks slightly doubled, or maybe part of the design is missing. These are the moments that excite collectors the most because they could be holding a rare coin. Another important factor in coin value is how many collectors are searching for the coin. Demand plays a huge role in determining price. The Washington Quarter series is one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Because so many collectors are building complete sets, they constantly search for high-quality examples from every year. That demand means that certain coins from the series can reach impressive prices when the condition is exceptional. Some collectors have paid extremely high amounts for coins that appear perfect under magnification. When people hear numbers like $700,000 or more connected to a coin, they often feel shocked. But the truth is that rare coins have broken price records many times in the history of coin collecting. The world of coin auctions is full of surprises. It is always important to remember that not every coin will reach these extremely high values. Most coins remain affordable for collectors. However, the excitement comes from the possibility that one rare example could be hiding somewhere waiting to be discovered. Many collectors search through bank rolls of quarters hoping to find something unusual. Others visit flea markets, coin shops, or estate sales looking for coins that might have been overlooked. If you ever find a 1993 D Washington quarter, the first thing you should do is examine it carefully. Look at the mint mark under the date. Check the condition of the coin and look for anything unusual about the design. Sometimes coins that look ordinary under normal light reveal surprising details when viewed with magnification. A simple magnifying glass can help reveal small doubling in the lettering or tiny cracks in the metal. Collectors also recommend storing valuable coins properly. Coins should be kept in protective holders to prevent scratches or damage. Even a small mark can reduce the value of a coin significantly. the story of coin collecting is filled with discoveries made by ordinary people. Someone might inherit a collection from a family member or find an interesting coin in their change. These moments create the excitement that keeps collectors searching year after year. The 1993 Washington quarter represents a small piece of history. It reminds us that even everyday objects can carry stories from the past. Coins travel through countless hands over the years, connecting generations through commerce and history. For collectors, every coin has a story. Some coins were carried by soldiers during wartime. Others traveled across the country in pockets and purses. Each mark on a coin can represent part of its journey. When we look closely at coins, we begin to see more than just money. We see art, history, and craftsmanship. The portrait of George Washington on the quarter has been recognized around the world for decades. It has become one of the most iconic coin designs ever produced. The world of rare coins continues to grow as more people discover the excitement of collecting. Online auctions, coin shows, and collector communities allow enthusiasts to share discoveries and learn from each other. Some collectors specialize in specific years, while others focus on mint errors or high-grade coins. No matter what approach they take, the thrill of discovering something rare keeps them searching. So the next time you receive a quarter in your change, take a moment to look at it closely. It might just be another ordinary coin, but there is always a chance that it could be something special. Coins like the 1993 Washington quarter remind us that treasures can sometimes be hiding in the most unexpected places. A simple coin could hold a story worth far more than its face value. If you enjoy learning about rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to Top Liberty Coin and stay tuned for more amazing discoveries from the fascinating world of coin collecting.